Dreadmore stood at the edge of the old Ravenshade forest, watching the abandoned Evermere train station loom through the fog like a dying giant. No trains had passed through here in 60 years, not since the night the final train, Engine 13, vanished with 147 passengers. The tracks now lay twisted and rotten, but locals still swore they heard a whistle echo at midnight, long after the station died. Dreadmore stepped onto the cracked stone platform. The lamps overhead flickered weakly, even though they had no power. Each light buzzed like trapped insects. The wooden boards beneath his boots were soft, bending slightly, as if something alive moved underneath. Inside the station lobby, shattered glass covered the floor like frost. Old posters hung in tatters, their edges curling as if burned. The air smelled of cold metal and damp earth. A faint tapping echoed from deep inside. Slow, steady, rhythmic, like someone dragging a coin across a wall. His flashlight flickered. Then the tapping stopped. Dreadmore followed the sound to the ticket booth. The window was cracked, the wooden ledge dusty, yet a fresh handprint smeared across it. Long, thin fingers, too long to be human. A whisper drifted from the dark corridor ahead. Train, arriving. His breath hitched. Because he hadn't imagined it, he had heard it clearly. A voice layered with others, like hundreds, speaking from inside one throat. He moved forward. The corridor stretched longer than it should. The lights above him flickered in a sequence, following him like a silent escort. He reached the waiting hall, a vast room filled with rows of decaying wooden benches. At the center stood an iron clock tower, its hands spinning violently, even though the face was cracked beyond repair. Then, without warning, everything stopped. The spinning hands, the flickering lights, even the whispers. Silence swallowed the entire station. A rumble shook the floor. Dreadmore turned toward the tracks. Dark fog rolled in through the broken exit doors, rushing across the floor like a living shadow. The rails began to glow faintly red. Not from rust, but from heat. The air shimmered. The platform trembled. And then he heard it, a train whistle. Long, drawn out, mourning. The fog parted. A massive locomotive slid into view. Silent, gliding, wheels not even touching the tracks. Rusted metal plates hung from its sides like shredded skin. Windows were cracked, yet dark, as if filled with smoke. The front headlamp flickered and then locked on Dreadmore like an eye-opening after decades of sleep. The doors slid open with a breath-like hiss. Inside, shadows sat in neat rows, their heads slowly turning toward him. No faces, only darkness, wearing the shapes of passengers. Their necks creaked as they rotated, one by one, staring at him with hollow, empty sockets. A conductor stepped out, or what remained of one. Tall, skeletal, uniform eaten away by time, the skull-like face covered with a cracked porcelain mask. A long, bony finger pointed directly at Dreadmore. "Ticket, please." Dreadmore backed away. The platform behind him began to dissolve, the tiles melting like wax. Reality warped, doors bent, walls stretched. The station pulsed like a living stomach, trying to swallow him. The shadows inside the train leaned forward in unison, hands pressed against the windows, leaving black smears. The whistle blew again, this time sounding like 1,000 screams twisted into one sound. He ran. The corridor behind him grew impossibly long, bending, twisting. Doors slammed shut, sealing off every exit. The lights buzzed louder, bursting one by one. The conductor's voice echoed through the station, broken and layered. "No passenger. Leaves Evermere." Dreadmore reached the final hallway. A single door remained, half open, swaying gently. He pushed through and found himself outside, rain pouring down in sheets. The forest howled with wind. The station behind him flickered like a dying candle. Then the whistle blew one final time. The windows of the station lit up with silhouettes. Dozens of shadowy figures pressing against the glass, staring at him. The conductor stood at the entrance, mask cracked wide, revealing a black hole where a face should be. The station blinked and vanished. Gone. Erased. Only fog remained, and the faint echo of the whistle fading into the night. Dreadmore backed away slowly, breath shaking. The tracks behind him glowed faint red for a moment, then went cold. But as he turned to leave, a voice whispered from the fog, soft and hollow. "Your seat is reserved. We will return for you." And the darkness around the forest answered with a distant, ghostly whistle.